everyone, welcome to this update video. I hope that you're doing good this morning. So we're going to be talking about what is going on across the North Atlantic basin. So we've got tropical storm Milton in the Gulf of Mexico, which is expected to intensify into a major hurricane before slamming into the state of Florida later this week. So we'll be looking at the latest for it, and it's really going to be the main focus of this video. But aside from Milton, there's also hurricanes Kirk and Leslie out there, currently not a problem for land. But then we see that cluster of showers and thunderstorms just to the east of Trinidad and Tobago. So that is definitely going to help out with unleashing some additional periods of heavy rain. And there's already been some flooding in some areas. So that is going to be a possibility again today. So we're going to be looking at what is expected. So let's get straight to the details. And as we switch to this graphic here from the National Hurricane Center, we can see that other spot highlighted in yellow, a tropical wave that's going to emerge with an airflow pressure forming. So that's going to be moving up and out to the northwest. Could bring some showers and thunderstorms and gusty winds as well to the Cabo Verde Islands. And then there's Milton in the Gulf. So as we zoom into the Caribbean here on the satellite imagery, here we can see what's going on. We can see that cluster of all those showers and thunderstorms east of Trinidad and Tobago. So this is going to be continuing to the west and enhancing the rainfall for the area. And we'll be looking at the rainfall forecast shortly. And then a couple thunderstorms around near the southern part of the Dominican Republic, near Jamaica as well. But aside from that, there isn't anything crazy going on in the Caribbean right now. But then as we head to the vicinity of the Gulf, there we can see Milton there, and it is going to be strengthening. It is strengthening this morning, and the hurricane hunters are going out to investigate the system so that we can have more accurate data on the structure and even the intensity of Milton. Now let's go on to the rainfall forecast, and here we can see what is expected across the Caribbean and surrounding areas today. So more color indicates more rainfall activity. So there's likely to be some additional periods of heavy rain in parts of Trinidad, Tobago, Grenada, the Grenadines, St. Vincent, Barbados. Some showers will also be likely in parts of St. Lucia, Martinique, Dominica, going up to Guadeloupe. But then for the rest of the Leeward Islands, Antigua, Barbuda, Montserrat, St. Kitts and Nevis, Saba, St. Eustatius, Anguilla, St. Martin, St. Bartholomew. The rainfall chances is going to be a bit lower for those more northerly islands. And then as we head to the vicinity of the ABC Islands, similar story. Northern South America, parts of Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana, and West Suriname could experience some showers and thunderstorms today. Similar thing for much of Central America, Panama, all the way up through Mexico. And then for the northern islands of the Caribbean now, so for the Cayman Islands, much is not expected today. Likely to be mostly sunny, but there could be some scattered showers and thunderstorms in parts of Cuba, Jamaica, Hispaniola, especially for the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and a couple loitering showers near the Virgin Islands. To the Bahamas, couple passing showers are going to be possible. Same thing for the Turks and Caicos Islands. And for Florida, there's already some heavy rain, so there's a lot of moisture right now within the area. Not exactly associated with Milton, by the way, but there's likely to be some periods of heavy rain in parts of Florida, maybe up to 3.5 or even 4 inches across some spots today. Now this is the cone forecast for Milton, and we can see here, as I mentioned earlier, it has maximum sustained winds up to 50 miles per hour, and it is accelerating to the east at 5 miles per hour. And there is a tropical storm watch that is in effect for the northerly part of the Yucatan Peninsula. So tropical storm conditions are definitely going to be possible within the next 48 hours. So even though we're seeing that H to represent that by that time, by Monday going into Tuesday, Milton is likely to be a hurricane, the extent of the tropical storm impacts will possibly reach the northern Yucatan Peninsula to unleash the storm surge, the heavy rainfall, and even those gusty winds as well. So that's the reason tropical storm watch is in effect. And then as we're going to be heading into Tuesday, Milton is forecast to strengthen into a major hurricane, and even towards Wednesday. And then by sometime on Wednesday, maybe going into Wednesday night, Milton is likely to make landfall in Florida. So we'll see how that goes. But it is expected to gradually pick up in its acceleration as it's going to be heading out to the northeast. And then by the end of the week, after it crosses Florida, it could become post-tropical while it enters the Atlantic Ocean. So looking at what the models have to show relating to the tracks, there's no telling of where exactly in West Florida the system is going to head, but we have a general idea of where is likely to be significantly affected. So much of West Florida is likely to experience those hurricane impacts from Milton, and of course the intensity of those impacts will depend on how strong the storm is at the time. So within the next 4 days, that is likely the time when landfall is expected. And of course, as it nears the state, we'll get a better idea of where we'll feel the worst of Milton, but it is likely that much of the state will be impacted in one way or another. And then as for the model intensity guidance, interestingly, we have what seems to be the majority of models, or maybe just over half of the available models, expecting that the system is going to achieve major hurricane status. Quite a few showing Cat 3. We have a couple showing Cat 4, and that one going up to Cat 5. Now, is a Cat 5 possible? It certainly is once the environment is favorable, and Milton is going to be in a conducive environment to allow for some significant strengthening over the course of the next few days. So we definitely want to watch and see how it behaves today and even tomorrow as well. And we'll see if it's really going to be taking advantage of the environment to intensify into a significant hurricane. But it seems pretty likely at this point. We have some consistency as it relates to the models showing that, hey, this is going to become a major hurricane before it makes landfall. So maybe later today we'll see parts of Florida being under a hurricane and even a storm surge watch. And again, please listen to your local officials. Please do not take any unnecessary risks and stay safe as best as you can if you're to be affected by Milton. But of course, guys, I'm here to keep you posted on all that is going on with the system. So that is essentially what I wanted to share with you in this update video. And again, we've got our other 2 hurricanes out there, Kirk and Leslie, not going to be a bother for anyone, not going to be bringing any direct threats over the course of the next couple of days. But as I had mentioned yesterday with Kirk, the remnants of it, whatever is left of it, could make their way to the vicinity of Europe. Let's quickly look at that. So on the cone forecast here, we can see that it is likely to become a post-tropical cyclone by Tuesday. So it's going to continue weakening as it accelerates into even more unfavorable conditions, cooler waters, stronger upper-level winds, and the remnants of it could make their way towards Europe by the mid to latter part of this week. So that is being shown here on the cone forecast. So it could bring some periods of heavy rain and even those gusty winds as well. And thereafter, it will eventually dissipate because it's going to be moving over land. And normally, once we have these tropical systems making their way over land, that helps out with weakening a lot. But yeah, I'll definitely be keeping you guys posted as necessary. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll respond to you when I have the chance to do so. And remember to always be weatherwise.